The big voice. KWTN 100.9 FM. Nebraska. The official radio station of the Winnebago tribe.
KWTN 100.9 FM. Welcome back to all the Winnebago big voicers out there and those that are going to be joining us here. We are live in the studio right here in Winnebago, and DJ Guaranteed, Communications Officer for the Winnebago tribe, and we also are joined in the studio with...
Hello everybody, happy day. I am Bethani Redhorn, the Communications Office Manager.
We have a whole slew.
And
a whole heap.
Yeah.
of information
got
to give today.
A whop.
There you
a whopping
go.
amount.
I like it, man. So we got slew, heap, now whop. But we're going to get some information out to you good folks. So if you have a pen and paper, we have some good information that's going to be presented today. But I'm most excited about the game that we're going to play today, because this weekend is kind of like known as like the Halloween weekend. Mm-hmm. And then, as you know, next Tuesday is going to be very spooky. So make sure you join us for the most spookiest Winnebago Talks that we ever had, because it's going to be Halloween.
Join us if you dare.
But I have the answer is, and today is dedicated to the upcoming festivities, I should say, and stuff. So get your Halloween trivia. I invite those big voicers to help us on out, and if they're able to, maybe help you guys out. And if you can know the answers, it's gonna be a good one. I promise you, it's gonna be a good one, and see you kind of challenge yourself.
Just kidding.
Before we do that, let's get into some announcements that we're gonna cover today. One is we have Julia Smithart,
yes,
from the Winnebago Tribe's emergency manager, as we transition into the, I want to say, like the weather. We got some
change of season.
Yeah, change the seasons, adverse weather and whatnot. She's going to be discussing some of those things, and we're excited to talk to her. We have Sam Burrish from Ho-Chunk Incorporated. They have an event this evening that's going to be taking place, and I'm excited for that, to learn some more information. And I think this is probably, I want to say community update number 3 or something like that they've been doing. I know they did one on War Horse, and they kind of did one on some of the things that's taken place with the casino. This one here is going to be about driving change, Winnebago's economic growth. So I'm excited to talk to him about that. And then we had a chance yesterday to talk to the good folks at the Nebraska Indian Urban Coalition down in Omaha, Nebraska. Lestina and those crew, they have an event coming up that you want to maybe mark your calendars, and they have a cool celebrity that's going to be joining them and stuff. So we did that over Zoom yesterday, and we'll play that for you good folks here today. What do you have?
So for this evening, also going to be taking place, there's the community update with Ho-Chunk Incorporated, but I'll be over at the school helping with the live stream for the playoffs.
Yes.
So it's the All Nations, what's like the official title for it?
Yep, the All Nations Football Conference.
So it's the playoffs tonight. It'll be the Winnebago Indians hosting Little Wound. And so they'll be kicking off at 6 o'clock. We'll be live streaming that over the Winnebago Public Schools YouTube page.
Nice. Yeah, and congratulations to Winnebago for making the playoffs. I know they have some t-shirts available for those parents or fans that want to pick some up. And we also had a state qualifier that went down to Kearney, Nebraska, and the results. And I know that they'll be talking about that. And some of our shows that will be coming up to the rest of the week, which include
the Big Voice Sports Talk Show. So we have that every Wednesday, and Coach Q with B Love, they'll be hosting. They'll talk about all the sports from a Native perspective. So they'll be covering some of the activities that took place in the past week. It's every Wednesday at 5 p.m.
Okay, so the question of the day here today, folks, is what are you going as for this year's Halloween? And so I'll turn it over to our none other DJ Bethani to give some ideas, like what should people be this year for Halloween?
So for like the official day of Halloween, mine's still up in the air on what I'm gonna finalize my costume to be.
What was you last year?
But last year I was the Mad Hatter.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So I'm going to be busting that costume out for the masquerade that's happening later this week as well.
Yeah.
But, you could there's a lot of, like, cool little cartoons that are out these days. There's this one, Elementals.
Okay.
Could go like a duo, fire and water.
Yeah.
Could show up as it Everybody Likes to Be It.
Yeah.
Bride of Chucky. Not
What
just
is
naming all the
its
ones that
name?
everybody
What
always
is it?
is.
What's his name? Doesn't he got a name? The clown.
Oh yeah, he does.
Pennywise in there or something like that.
Pennywise.
Yeah. Ooh, man, can you imagine in here, in our studio, like that face just kind of peeking around the corner and then kind of like.
Yeah. I probably start crying. Nah.
And the Winnebago in the News is they have an issue coming out this Saturday.
Yes.
If you guys want to submit like maybe a strange story, they put a call out on their Winnebago in the News Facebook page. If you want to submit a strange story, they'll review it and see if it makes the cut. And there's some strange things that happen around this time, right?
A lot of things to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, those drives down at the river and stuff. We'll get into that a little bit. But if you have a strange story or maybe like I have yet to see a UFO sighting myself, but I hear them all the time.
Yeah, I have my own story. I've seen one before.
We got to get into it.
Yep.
We got to get into it. All right, we like to call our first guest up here, and that is Mr. Sam Burrish from HCI, Ho-Chunk Incorporated. He's the communications manager for the corporation there, and it's kind of tell about, for those folks that may be wondering about what's going to be taking place this evening, Sam, we invite you to let the good folks know what's going to be happening.
Yeah, definitely. Good morning, Garan, and good morning, Bethany.
Good morning.
Happy to be here.
Yep.
It's a beautiful day, and we're excited for this community update event tonight. There will be a meal starting at 5:30, corn soup and fry bread.
Oh, are
Yeah.
you serious?
I'm missing out.
Man.
I
Okay, how much
know.
does that cost?
It is totally free.
Let's go.
I mean, I'll be there. That's how you get me to show up for something.
Very nice.
But yeah, so we're really excited to share some information about progress in the community for individuals and families. This is economic and social progress. I know it sounds academic, but what it's really about is how things have improved and looking at, education, home ownership, well-being, quality of life, things like that, of how the community's entities, institutions, the tribal government, have all been working together to create this positive change that's larger than the sum of its parts.
Wow, that is very cool. I'm excited for that. Just kind of thinking back and while you're mentioning kind of like some of the progress and everything, I remember when I was a little kid, like the downtown area, they used to have what was called the Mary Mart.
Okay.
And then across the street, there was a liquor store, and oh man, I forgot the name of it, but it had since burned down.
Yeah.
And then the other one got tore down, kind of like where the Rise Up place is. That's where the Mary Mart was. And I remember playing the game. They had a couple arcade games in there. Street Fighter, when it first came out. Street
classic.
Fighter, yeah.
Nice.
And so it was a chance to go down there, grab a soda and stuff, kind of hang out a little bit. And then back in the day, as far as like Company A, we used to have a gas station called Company A, and they used to rent out videos.
Oh, okay.
So if you wanted to rent a video for the evening or whatever, back in the days, Blockbuster and stuff like that. So they used to do that. But nowadays it's all streaming and everything. But if you look around the town of Winnebago, I mean, their progress, and Little Priest has a new building going up, and I think they have some great numbers as far as graduation rates and everything.
Oh yeah.
Same for
Yeah.
HCI, Ho-Chunk Incorporated. We built a hospital. So if you just kind of cruise through Winnebago, you know what I mean? There's construction probably that's always going to be going on. But nonetheless, kind of some of the people, I had a chance a couple years ago to go out to Colorado Springs and also to Alexandria, kind of Washington, D.C. area, to see the All Native group and what they're doing out there. And there's a lot of progress that's been taking place, not just here in Winnebago, but globally.
Yeah, no, the tribe's reach, is wide and far. And thanks for mentioning, that work across the country and around the world, Garan, because that's so important, because those dollars, come back and are invested in the Winnebago community and really helping with that progress. So tonight's presentation starts at 5:30. Again, free corn soup and fry bread down at the Black Hawk Center. And really it's about how lives have improved in meaningful ways, and how this generational change is helping the tribe realize the vision of its historical leaders, and how this presents an opportunity for the tribe to define its vision for future generations.
Wow.
So very, very positive and aspirational and forward-looking.
All right. So one of the main events is always the food. So tonight, our eats, corn soup and fry bread. You can't get no better than that. So make sure you guys come on down. Swag items available as well?
Yes, we'll have some giveaways. Lots of fun, swag. We hope to see you there.
Yeah.
You guys seen something? Yeah, it's like the first 50 people. There's going to be door prizes as well.
Yeah, I think that's on your sheet, Garan.
Yeah, let's see here. It says, meal and presentation, various swag items will be available for the first 50 people, and there will be drawings for door prizes. Cool.
Nice.
Awesome.
So I guess the only question I had was like, say if somebody wanted to participate in the event, but they're not here in the area, is there an option for them as well?
I heard there is a live stream. Garan, is that something you're helping coordinate, or did I hear that from someone else?
I think it's the Zoom link.
Zoom link.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we're working with our ID department and our webmaster, Christina Parker. If you can't make it, make sure you email her, and it's Christina.Parker@WinnebagoTribe.com. And then it's a Zoom link and for tribal members and stuff. But I don't think it's going to be broadcast like live.
Yeah.
It's going to be, because you guys are going to be doing the game.
Yep.
But if anybody, tribal members that want to see it and maybe they're off on travel or something like that, you're more than welcome to get that Zoom link.
Perfect. And thanks for asking, Bethany. And we'll record it as well, so it will be available afterward if anyone would like to see it that's not able to attend.
Very nice. All right, Sam. So what are you going as for Halloween?
Oh, I'm going as a wizard.
You look pretty wizardy anyway.
well, thank you. I appreciate that. We'll see if we can get a little supernatural. So,
all right. Thanks for stopping up. I know you guys gonna get busy for tonight and set up and everything like that. So we'll let you go on your way. Right. Appreciate it, and say hello to the crew down there. And
I will.
Man, we look forward to a great presentation.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Mr. Sam Burrish, Communications Manager for Ho-Chunk Incorporated. All right. So I don't think I've ever been a wizard myself in my history of costumes.
I would like to be Doctor Strange just one time with the cloak.
They got a new movie coming out. Now, I got to be honest, and you guys can throw tomatoes at me or whatever and stuff like that, but after Iron Man...
some tomatoes. I'm just kidding.
After Iron Man passed away, man, I just can't get into it.
That was
sorry,
so
guys.
sad, man. That's very triggering.
Yeah.
Iron Man was the man.
I mean, I don't want to do any spoiler alerts and stuff, but I think everybody in the world knows that he
you had
passed
to
away.
have seen that by now.
All right, so we have Julie coming on down here for the Winnebago Tribe's emergency manager, and appreciate her. We got some good information, and so make sure you take heed with the whole heap and the whole slew and the whole whop of information that we're going to be doing here on Winnebago Talks and stuff. So, Julie, thank you for joining us. I know that you've been pretty busy, and we have some information, so we'll go ahead and turn the floor on over to you.
Well, I just wanted to make sure everybody's aware that we got some snow coming in.
What?
Yeah, already. Depending on which website you're looking at, some of it's saying like Saturday, and then some of it's saying Sunday. So
wow.
I'm like going, most of it I think is going to be more overnight between the two. And again, various websites are telling you different amounts and stuff, but one of them is actually saying about 2 inches.
No.
Really?
So, yeah, already, and especially with it being over the weekend when most people are celebrating and trying to get out for Halloween and stuff like that. So just be very, very careful on the roads. That's one big thing.
Always the first snowfall, I notice, like some people have a hard time not adjusting, as you go through a couple of snowstorms and then kind of start learning your vehicle, the tires and everything like that. So the first one is a little hairy, guys. So make sure that you guys kind of prepare for that.
And especially a bit overnight where it could freeze on the roads and stuff like that. Make it a little difficult first thing in the mornings before the sun comes up and actually gets to it. So, but we also have, I believe, within a week or so is the time change. Is it like the first weekend in November, I believe, or something like that.
So there's spring ahead, which I don't really like because you lose an hour, but you fall back, so you get to kind of
make that up.
Yeah, you get to kind of fall back. So that's coming up around the corner.
Sunday, November 5th.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It was the first weekend in there. But some of the things you need to really pay attention to, especially with this coming up, is, like you said, check your tires. Make sure that you got tread on your tires if you're going to be out on the roads, because that's a big thing. That's really going to help you. Check your antifreeze. Have somebody, use one of those little testers on it. I mean, you can get them at Walmart or whatever, but making sure that your car's not going to freeze up and like ruin the engine because of the block freezing or something like that. But your house is another thing.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, you need to maybe start checking and see if you need to caulk around the windows a little bit. Maybe putting some plastic up to your windows if you don't have good shielding from the winds coming in. Some of the other things you need to make sure you're looking at is weather stripping your doors, around your doors. And if nothing else, putting a towel or something at the base of your door will really help a lot. I do have a quick story here. I was actually in Tropic, Utah.
Wow.
Between Christmas and New Year's, and it was actually, I believe, Christmas Eve. And they were having a blizzard in Tropic. Wow. And the snow was literally blowing under the hotel room door.
Oh, wow.
So we had to get a towel and put up there just to keep the snow out.
Wow.
So you have to really watch even when you're traveling, because some places aren't all that well equipped also to handle the cold. Making sure that you're staying warm, but be real careful with any kind of space heaters and stuff like that. Making sure there's not rugs over any extension cords that you might be using, because that heats up the cord and could cause a fire. So you want to make sure that you're doing that. Layer. If you're feeling chilly, put on extra clothes,
Yeah.
If you're going to be outside and it's the wind's blowing like it does here, and the wind chill is what affects you.
Yeah.
Making sure your head's covered, maybe earmuffs, having a muff around your face will help a lot to keeping you warm. But just that layering seems to help a lot. So even when you're outside, inside, either way, just whatever you feel comfortable with. Don't get overheated, because that can affect you too.
Yeah.
You're out there shoveling snow and you're really layered up and all that good stuff. You start sweating and you start peeling it off, and then all of a sudden you get cold again. That's going to cause some issues. So you want to make sure about that. You might want to look at making sure you have plenty of supplies in the house in case you end up not being able to get out for a while.
Yeah.
We've had a few days like that where we've had to really watch getting out and stuff like that. Just having a little extra something to make sure you have plenty of food in the house.
So a couple things here is like in my lifetime, and it was so weird. I have video of it, but what happened is it rained and then it got cold. And what it does is it freezes the branches, and the branches, it like literally like crash, cracking and everything like that. And it came down on the power lines, and it was just like, wow. So we were without power for a while. You know what I mean? If you're in that situation, we didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
So we was like, man, are we going to go to a hotel, or, is everybody out? And because it was too cold for the kids. So we end up, luckily our power company restored the power in a timely manner and stuff, but I think we were a whole 8 hours without power and stuff. So that might go off in the middle of the night.
Yep.
If that takes place and stuff, make sure you have your stuff ready to go.
Yes, exactly. Like you said, power can go out and it can be out for a while. I know I have a house on the other side of Iowa in Ottumwa, and we lost power there. And I was without power for 7 days.
Wow.
And it was cold.
Dang.
And unfortunately I had a water bed.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
The heat went out of that water bed like really fast.
I was like, did the whole bed freeze up too?
It didn't freeze up, but it was cold to sleep on because it just sucks your body heat right out. So that was kind of interesting. But, that's what it's good to have fur babies, whether cats or dogs or whatever, because they will cuddle up with you and keep you warm too.
Oh, yeah.
So sharing that body heat. So that's always a good thing.
I was going to say, so having your home, ready for winter and the colder weather, it's also important for cars as well. Yes. I had an instance where my mom, she had a car thing happen up in Sioux Falls. Mm-hmm. So I had to go get her and her companion. And I used to have a real little car, and it was real good on mileage and whatnot. But on my way up there, and it had one of the readers where it'll tell you how much miles you have in your car. And I'm just trucking along on the way up on I-29, and it's like, so where Sioux Falls is at, there's that T exit.
Yeah.
And so that's where I was at, and my car ended up running out of gas.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I like literally watched it, and I was like, because I was trying to make it to right there. I was literally right at that exit, and I was trying to make it to that gas station that's right there. And I ended up running out of gas. It was like midwinter. It was really cold out. It was like negative something out. And then I'm in South Dakota where it's even colder.
Oh.
And so when it died out, I like was able to get off to the side of the road and stuff. I was probably there for like 2 hours tops. But I was like freaking out. My phone died. My car died. I couldn't start it. And like, I was like literally probably crying, and like I was just like, man, I don't know what to do. I was like, I don't want to cry too much. I was like, it's getting cold in here. I could see my breath. I was like, geez, I'm gonna freeze. I'm just like freaking out, all frantic and stuff. And a state trooper came and pulled up, and it wasn't a state trooper. It was the other ones that just kind of patrol, our state patrol or whatever. It wasn't. Anyways, they came and helped me. He actually gave me a ride to the little Sioux Falls, that first exit. Went and met my mom and them. They were like right there at that. There's like a food joint that's right there off the exit. But I met them there. She gave me money to buy a gas tank. He took me to get gas. He took me back to my car to put the gas in. And then it was all good after that. But I just wasn't ready. I didn't have no like winter jacket on. Like I didn't have nothing to prepare myself. So it's good to be prepared.
Yeah, you
So
can
that doesn't
you
happen.
can keep that stuff in your car too. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll be transitioning one of my sleeping bags into my car now, and I try to keep a sleeping bag in there simply because that's another layer for when you get done. One of the things that you can do, and it's something that you have to make sure you don't have kids around it and stuff like that, but keep a coffee can, a metal coffee can, or any kind of big metal can with some sand in it, and a candle. Throw a lighter in there. That heat off of that can will keep you warm, even after your engine has, and you know how fast a car can cool off.
Yeah.
It's amazing. But that one candle can really put out a lot of heat because it's going to heat up that can.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's going to be, you're going to have to watch touching it, but you're going to be able to warm your hands, which is amazing. Just warming your hands sometimes is enough.
Yep.
But just having something like that, you can seal it back up with the coffee can lid or whatever, and you have something in the car at least. Keeping maybe some energy bars in there. And water is kind of an iffy thing because it's going to freeze.
Yeah.
But you can still have it in there, and again, you can put it up against that or close to that can, and it'll start to thaw out, and then you can actually have some water to drink.
Very nice.
But just
I never thought of that. You know what I mean? Julie MacGyver here, man. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, cool.
yeah, you got to make sure you've got some things. Some of the stuff that they tell you not to do is use your oven to heat your house. So that's always a good thing to kind of keep track of that. Even though I think that was more aimed at gas stoves and stuff like that, because the possibility if the gas goes out in the middle of the night and your pilot light goes off, then when it comes back on, you could be filling your house full of gas.
Yeah.
So, you got to kind of watch some of that stuff, making sure that you're not using that. Don't use your grill to heat your house, just typical stuff like that. You think smart. If you're going to be using something, one of the things that I have used, and that was during that freeze that I went through, was oil lamps. You would be amazed at how much light they will put out if you put it in front of a mirror. They put out a lot of light. Yeah. And they also put out heat. And so you can use those. But again, that's something you need to be very careful with any type of open flame, whether it's a candle or an oil lamp or something like that. If you've got kids and dogs, make sure it's out of the way, but not far. It's away from anything that's flammable or anything like that. You also need the same thing with any kind of the oil heaters that are electric oil heaters, like they look like a little radiator type thing, but they got oil that circulates in it. Keeping stuff away from that because those things get really hot too. So yeah, you want to make sure you're away from that stuff.
I remember back in the days, and we're going to be joined by Gordon here pretty soon, but I don't know, maybe you wasn't, I think I was like 8 years old or something, but they canceled Halloween because of a winter storm.
Yes.
Do you remember that? I mean, it was like, wow, how can you cancel Halloween?
So cold?
No,
Or
it was like
storming?
it was a huge storm. It was a huge winter storm, man. It was like a blizzard that came through, and I remember like 8 inches of snow, and it was like white out, and so they like postpone Halloween. I was like, how can you postpone Halloween? But yeah, so they had it a couple days later when everybody dug out and everything. But I don't know if you remember that, or if maybe your mom asked her about that and stuff like that. It was crazy. It was crazy. But that's not going to be Saturday, right?
No, that's not going to be this Saturday. I'm afraid not. It's going to be cold. I think we're like looking at highs in the 30s even.
Okay.
Just some little flurries.
Yeah.
Let's hope for just some flurries.
Little flurries is not too bad, but you got to really kind of watch and make sure that it's not getting the pavements wet.
Yeah.
Basically, one of the big things I want you to remember is checking your batteries on your carbon monoxide. Anything like that, so that you're checking that. Because if the electric's not running, it's probably not working unless you got battery backup on it. So that's something you need to. Knowing the difference between winter storm outlook, watch, and advisory. It's kind of like right now we are on an outlook simply because 3 days out is always difficult.
Yeah.
I mean, things change, things move forward, things move back. So making sure you're in, knowing that that outlook means that there's a possibility of that coming up. And then a watch means, obviously, that it's predicted and it's getting close. But it may go, as you know, around here, storms, they'll predict rain and it goes north of us or south of us or whatever, and it doesn't really hit us. Same thing with winter storms. So making sure you're aware of that. And then an advisory means that you got it. It's yours. It's all yours.
Yeah. So for the radio station, we're connected into that RDS system. So if there's a national advisory for the area, they'll just take over the radio station. You ever hear that tone that comes over the radio station? You're in a blizzard warning, Thurston County, all this and that. We're plugged into that, so just kind of FYI. And then I know that we have the big screen, so if there's tribal shutdown or something like that, we can utilize that. And then you have kind of like a emergency management for all the employees that you send a text out and everything too.
Yep,
so
I send those out as soon as I get them, and I let people know. So if the storms are coming and what's expected and stuff like that.
So we follow the school, the tribal organization. So for those that are wondering and stuff like, why don't they say Winnebago Tribe at the bottom of the KTIV? It's because we follow the school. So if you guys are ever wondering, why ain't the tribe open today? Well, look at the schools, and if they're closed due to weather, it's because of that. Depending if the school's in session, sometimes like the break, they'll be out of break, you know what I mean? So they won't let out.
Break,
that winter break and stuff like that. So that's when, it's usually the CEO, and with your guidance as well, and your kind of intelligence, how do you say it? Your reconnaissance or something like that?
Yes, I'm constantly watching the weather. That's one of my big things, is I'm always watching the weather.
Yeah. So well, we appreciate you bringing in some of those information. That's very helpful. I think preparing the car, especially some of those cars that my car is getting up there. Do you name your car?
Sometimes.
Yeah. We got the Beast, and you know what I mean, the Green Hulk and stuff like that. We kind of got some names and stuff, but I got my little, Armada. It's getting up there, 200,000. I hit 200,000. So it's starting to kind of get some wear and tear and stuff like that. The heater kind of gave out, so don't tell anybody. But I'm kind of sometimes driving to work kind of cold and stuff, but nonetheless. With those cars that are a little iffy, make sure that you have that,
And you're prepared, got your stash of stuff in there to keep you warm.
Yeah.
Or at least keep you protected until you can get out.
Now, my son has a truck, and he's dying to get into the snow and stuff like that. And so I'm going to make sure, because there's times where we thought we could get through the mud puddle and stuff like that, and you have a first-hand experience about it, you know what I mean? But it didn't work out.
The mud one.
There's a time when I thought my 4-wheeler or 4x4 Expedition would be able to get through a snowdrift. It didn't get through a snowdrift.
Wait, did you go, or was it just like instant stop?
No, I hit one, and then I was like, then it kind of exploded, so you didn't see it. And then there was another one, and I was like, oh my goodness. And then there was just the wall. It was just like the wall, and I was like, okay, I'm trying to punch it a little bit, and like literally my car went like this.
Oh.
So I was stuck, you know what I mean? I was just like, oh, there's no
so much
out.
for the front wheel part of that.
yeah, it's just like, forget about it, man. So if you have an opportunity, we appreciate Julie. Come back.
I will. If you want more information, go to ready.gov. There's all kinds of information on winter storms and various things like that on how to prepare. So
I was going to say, being aware with the winter weather and stuff is so important. They even have a day for it.
Do they?
Yeah, it's on November 9th. So they have it for South Dakota, Iowa, Nebraska, and Minnesota. But November 9th is for Nebraska.
What is it called?
Winter Awareness Day.
We're going to invite you back November 9th, Winter Awareness Day.
All right.
All right. Thanks,
All right,
Julie.
Thank you.
Emergency management. All right, guys. We got Gordon that's going to be joining us. He is the Winnebago Veterans Service Officer. I seen a post that you kind of help out too. The Women's Auxiliary is going to be having a planning meeting that's coming up. Can I tell a little bit about that?
So I'm proud to announce that I was approved to be a part of the Lemire Green Crow Rice Women's Auxiliary Unit 363, and we had a meeting about a week and a half ago, and they were discussing the upcoming plans for Veterans Day powwow, and like they didn't know if the powwow was going to take place or if we would just do the meal. So it sounds like some things were ironed out, and so that's why we have Gordon here joining us today. But we do have another auxiliary meeting coming up. So on October 30th from 5 to 6 p.m. at the Veterans Building, we'll be discussing the agenda for the menu for the Veterans Day powwow.
What's the criteria to join the Women's Auxiliary?
I believe you have to have a family member that has served in one of the branches.
Oh, okay. And then
my Choka Eiler, Mark Redhorn, he served in the Army.
Oh, okay.
And then I tried to join the Navy. I was discharged. I had a medical discharge when I was about 19. I was 19. But I did make it to basic training.
You made it through?
I made it almost about 75% through.
Oh, okay.
And then I had a really bad accident that kind of came and bit me in the butt. But
yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's good to know and stuff. You know what I mean? So I know they used to have because powwow. When the Women's Auxiliary would come in, there would be a whole lot of them. You know, they all wore the white shawls, and then on the back it said that the patch. But as time goes on, especially after the pandemic, they kind of, you know what I mean, everybody got busy and stuff like that. So now they're trying to reorganize
everything and get back to planning some good things.
Good.
But I wanted to say too, with my Choka serving, like it was like that motivation I had like most of my life for wanting to kind of follow his footsteps, because it kind of skipped a generation, and I wanted to bring it back to our family. And kind of proud to announce that my niece Trinity Redhorn, she serves in the United States Navy.
Very nice. Yeah, and she was in Tokyo.
Yeah.
How cool is that? Seeing the world and stuff.
It's awesome to see them young like that, living their life and doing things, and also being able to kind of experience the world like that. Yeah,
definitely. All right. Well, talking about the Veterans Service Officer and some of the things, we'd like to turn the floor on over here to our commander and Winnebago Veterans Service Officer, which is a new department. You're probably about a year and a half into that.
Yeah.
And I know that you help, and we appreciate everything that you help with the homecoming celebration. And then also, in the meantime, veterans come to you. They need some information and kind of maybe connecting the dots, and you help them along. So not just Winnebago, but also the Omaha relatives as well and stuff. So you're here to discuss a few things, and go ahead.
Well, the veterans really couldn't do a whole lot without the auxiliary. So we kind of work hand to hand. So it's always good to have the women's auxiliary there.
Yeah.
Because they deal with stuff that we don't deal with, but it's always good to have them there with us.
Definitely.
Because we can't do nothing without them. So.
My grandfather, my mom was in the Women's Auxiliary because my grandfather and stuff. He served in the Navy as well, and you know, he's passed on, but she still honors his memory, which a lot of you guys do and stuff. So appreciate the Women's Auxiliary.
Yeah. We're gonna have some training here Thursday and Friday, and it's on a Native Warrior Wellness. We got two speakers, Sean Bear and Raymond Dow. Raymond's coming from Albuquerque. Sean is up in Tama. But they're going to be here and helping veterans. I got the flyer here, but it's mainly on PTSD, post-traumatic stress.
Right.
So that's kind of their expertise.
Yeah.
And so they're here to talk about other things than that, but it's more of a healing situation where they're going to just talk to all veterans, and if the family members want to come, then they're more welcome to come along and see what's going on with that training.
Okay. Very nice.
And then it starts at 9 o'clock, 9 until 4. So
This Thursday?
Yeah, this Thursday and Friday
And then the location?
at the Veterans Building.
Okay. So it starts at 9 o'clock
Yeah.
in the morning, and then it lasts till 4 o'clock.
And then we'll have a meal. I guess the auxiliary is going to be putting on a meal. So,
Busting out some cooking skills.
yep. So that we're going to have them helping, and the Atlas program is also helping out too. So,
Very nice.
so we got some organizations helping us put this on.
I appreciate all those organizations, Women's Auxiliary, Atlas, your department as well, and the Winnebago Tribe for bringing that, because a lot of times we don't understand what we don't kind of see. You know what I mean? But when it comes to PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, or you know what I mean, there's just kind of some things that we need to correlate with some of the stories, and a lot of times, you know, from, I would say, like a person that never went through it or something like that, you know, they kind of might not understand and stuff. So I appreciate, you know, you having that thought and bringing that to our veterans and our surrounding veterans here to come and join them, and then the family members too that support our veterans. You know, when they come back, sometimes they're not the same. You know what I mean? And you have to kind of, you know, change your way of like maybe interacting with them and stuff like that. But our love is still, if not stronger, our love is still there for all our veterans.
And that's why we were talking about the families, because the families deal with that person 24/7.
Right.
So if there's a problem with having PTSD, then the family needs to understand how to deal with that too. And it is a tough thing to have, and you know, it's kind of the individual dealing with it. So. So with these two gentlemen, they were here a couple weeks before, and we started talking about helping more veterans out. So our brothers from the South, Omaha Nation, they're trying to get them to come up and just sit in, and they don't have to be there the whole day, but if they can come in and see what's going on, and then that will help out.
Definitely. All right. Well, thank you, Gordon. That's coming up this Thursday. We'll make sure we get that posted on the Big Voice. So if you guys want to see the flyer and everything and kind of some more in-depth information and stuff, we'll get that there for you. And I know that. Okay. So there's a couple days with that there.
Yeah.
Do they need to register or anything like that?
No, they just show up.
Okay. All right.
We're expecting a good turnout, so we're ready.
Yeah. Good. And then if you check your email, or do you guys, your office is over there at the Veteran Service Building. So if you guys have any questions, stop in there. He has the email, he has a phone number and stuff, but make that connection, put it in your Rolodex. No.
For the area that you serve, Gordon, is it just specific to Winnebago, or is it the other surrounding areas as well?
It's right now, it's like the Omaha Tribe in Winnebago.
Okay.
But if there's anybody within the listening area that is a veteran, they can come down and see what's going on.
Just kind of an update for those folks that don't know. They went out, the veterans went out, and they had the Nebraska Indian Tribal Coalition meeting out at Winnevegas, and it's the 4 tribes. And it was our turn to host, the Winnebago Tribe. And then the Omahas will host, the Santees will host, and then the Ponca Tribe will host. And I think the chair for the Nebraska Intertribal Coalition is from Ponca. And I forgot her name and stuff. I have to make sure. Maybe we'll invite her to the show and stuff. Nonetheless, but these gentlemen showed up, and they had some cool, nice shirts that were made. You know what I mean? And so the love and the thought, whoever was the the sewer for that, man. They did an excellent job and made you guys really look good. You brought in the flags, and we appreciate you helping us out. We called upon you to do the swearing in ceremony. You guys brought in the flags, and you guys are busy. Then just a couple days later, or later that night, you guys are at the harvest celebration, and you guys are planning for a Veterans Day celebration that's going to be on Friday, November 10th, right? Yeah, Friday, November 10th. Saturday is November 11th. I think the Omaha tribe is going to do something on Saturday, November 11th. I talked to the late Jim Snow, and I know that they, on that day of Veterans Day, they kind of want to take it off a little bit. You know what I mean? They don't necessarily want to be committed to a powwow and stuff like that. So that's why, and we respect that. You know what I mean? Like, they want to go around and maybe get their free meal from, make their stops and stuff like that. That's what he told me. And I was like, by rights, man, you deserve it for sure.
Jim would always say, well, Hy-Vee's my first stop for breakfast, and then I'm going to go over to another place for lunch, and then supper. And
there you go.
He had his little routine.
And so that's going to be on Veterans Day, but our celebration is going to be on the 10th. Yeah, so make sure you mark your calendar, circle that, and Gordon will get out that information for you guys and stuff too as well. So we'll post that on the Big Voice and stuff. So appreciate you, Gordon, for stopping up, man. Thank you. And yeah, if you need anything for Thursday, we'll try to get that information. We'll get that posted and have a good seminar there.
Okay, thanks.
All right, cool.
So while we were switching gears here, I was going to make mention, because I know that for the Women's Auxiliary, there's a new president. Is that what Angie? So Angie Walker, she serves as the president for the Women's Auxiliary, and Andriana Sharpback, too, she serves as the vice. And so she was able to create a new Facebook page for the Unit 363 here. So if you're able to, if you want to keep up with the updates and stuff, get those announcements for the upcoming meetings and things like that. The Facebook here, it's displayed on the screen right now, but for those listening over the radio, it's going to be Lemire-Green Crow-Rice Women's Auxiliary Unit 363.
All right, so it has 7 likes right now. We have 5,000 people.
I need to add 2 zeros behind that 7.
Yeah, so when you guys can, make sure you guys like that page and stuff, because they're trying to get reorganized, and we appreciate, like Gordon said, you heard it from a veteran here today, that a lot of the things that they wouldn't be possible without that organization. So keep up the good work.
All right.
Yeah. All right, Gordon.
Yep.
All right.
So we have the interview from the Nebraska Indian Urban Coalition Health Center. Oh man, I butchered that name, but I got it right when we did the interview. When you did. So can we roll that?
Yes. All right, we'll get into that here. So
appreciate the shout out from
all right, KWTN 100.9 FM. We are here at Winnebago Talks. I have some good friends here that are going to be joining us, and they have an event that's coming up. I'll just go ahead and have them introduce themselves, kind of tell them what this event is, and also kind of what they do. So, Lestina, if you guys can help us out, give us your introduction, and we'll kind of go around with some introductions, and then we'll talk about the event.
All right. Thank you, Garan. On Petu Washte Mitakoyape, good afternoon, relatives. Lestina Saul Merdasi, Imakiapie, Tateo Jaja, we Imakiapie. So my name is Lestina Saul Merdasi, and I work at Nebraska Urban Indian Health Coalition as the Project Upstream Youth Program Director, and also the project coordinator for Project Beacon.
All right. Next.
Good afternoon, relatives. My name is Mark Lemire. I'm enrolled Ho-Chunk. I'm the youth advocate, community navigator for the Nebraska Urban Indian Health Coalition.
All right, Mark, welcome.
Hello, my name is Louisa, and I'm also a youth advocate for Nebraska Urban Indian Health Coalition.
All right, Louisa, thank you guys for joining us. Now, we have been kind of in correspondence. You guys have an event coming up. It's just around the corner. It's in November here. Let the listeners and the viewers kind of know what you have upcoming and kind of the importance of that event.
Okay, we got a Hoops for Life event coming up. It's a 3-on-3 basketball tournament for the youth. So all races, all genders included, grades 3 to 12. I started back in 2009, I believe with the Anita Wise Cup. just for kids to come together and, just have a good day, playing basketball and offering, advice and topics like suicide and meth prevention and things like that. It's not all came about. We do a lot of fundraising for this event, and a lot of calls have been made, and it's a lot of fun putting this together. It's been exciting, you know what I mean? It's been exciting around the office, you know what I mean? It's like,
Very nice, very nice. So this event, like I know that we kind of talked, and Lestina, you mentioned that you kind of have some special guests that are coming in. Can you kind of tell the viewers about that?
Yes, so we do have Zon McLaren coming in as our special guest, and we will have him set up with a table by the resolution photo booth for photo ops for all the families and participants and players. And Zon, for those of you who don't know who Zon is, he was the cop on the hit show Reservation Dogs. So we are very excited that he accepted our proposal and that he's going to come here and help support the community. I just also wanted to share that historically, this event has been offered as a safe space for people to come to. And for people to partake in healthy community activities as a means to avoid bullying and suicide prevention and awareness. Okay, so we look forward to
that. For those that don't know, there's a scene, and I think it's almost meme worthy, is that he approaches the receptionist at IHS, and kind of they have like a flirtation scene there. It's a crazy dialogue. It's pretty funny and stuff like that. So is that going to happen? Because you guys work at a Urban Health Coalition. No, I'm just teasing you guys. But I think the important thing is that it's something for the kids to look forward to. Not only that, but if they're not going to be playing and stuff, they still can come and attend, right?
Right. Yes, we will have free t-shirts set up with our design, and every year we ask community members to submit a design, whether they've drawn it or did the graphic arts on their iPad or Apple device. So this year a community member designed our graphic, and he gets bragging rights, and he won a $50 gift card, and all the players will get a free t-shirt with that design on it.
Very nice, very nice. So for those that don't know, kind of tell us about, and I might mess up the name, so correct me if I'm wrong, but it's the Nebraska Urban Indian Health Coalition. Did I get that right, or did I get it right? Okay, so
you got that right.
A little bit about that. I don't know if where are you guys located, and kind of some of the services you guys do.
Okay, yeah, I'd be happy to discuss that. So Nebraska Urban Indian Health Coalition is a 501c nonprofit agency that was founded in 1986 by an intertribal group of concerned Native Americans with the mission to elevate the health status of urban Indians. Our CEO, Dr. Donna Polk, has been with this organization since 1991, and we were formerly located up on Landon Court, and we've been in a new building for a little over a year now. It's located at 2226 N Street in South Omaha, Nebraska. And we do have a beautiful mural painted by Daniel Long Soldier that's on the side of our building. And some of our programs that we have here are, we have an apartment complex across the street that's affordable housing. Those are the Eagle Heights apartments. And then our service center is across the street from those, and we have a medical clinic upstairs. We have a residential treatment program that's available for enrolled members of American Indian and Alaska Native tribes. We offer outpatient behavioral health services that's open to everybody for mental health and substance abuse. And we do have our Project Upstream program, which is the youth program that assists families in the urban Omaha area to come together, do healthy activities. We offer free STI testing Monday through Friday, And we are in the midst of planning a syphilis campaign because for the state of Nebraska and South Dakota, Native Americans are highest on the charts for testing positive for syphilis. And that can negatively impact a pregnant woman and her unborn child, and also any adult, because in the latter stage of it, it can turn into dementia or it can turn into brain damage, which is irreversible. So we're getting ready to launch that campaign. And then we do have Project Beacon, which addresses human trafficking and sex trafficking in the American Indian and Alaska Native population. And we have our Tired Moccasins program, which is our elders program. And that brings everybody together to do arts and crafts, and they eat and they have fun activities that they partake in. And then we do have transitional housing, which is also called Eagle Heights. And that's like a wraparound service or a step down service for the clients who graduate our inpatient program or who transfer in from a different treatment center.
Very nice. Well, thank you for giving us that orientation. And Louisa, I know that we can't stop you from talking and stuff, so no. But what do you enjoy about working there at the coalition?
So I enjoy working with both the and also with the public or the community. I just started this year, so I have grown to learn more about the Native community. Even though I am Native, I wasn't a part of it, so it's just nice to get to know the community. And yeah,
for sure. How about you, Mark?
I like working here, man.
Oh, I think he's on mute, guys.
Oh.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I like working here. Dr. Donna's great. I kind of was applying for a different position, but this came about, and then I'd been wanting to do something like this since like 1999. I had previous wishes, and I finally got to do what I wanted to do. So I'm here working with these kids, and it's awesome. And they're all their smiling faces, you get the high fives and the hugs and everything, man. It's great, man.
Awesome. That's good. Well, we wish the teams best of luck when they come down for real quick, give us the details. It's November 12th, which is on a Saturday. And you guys will be booting up down there and everything. And I'm a huge basketball fan myself. And anytime we get to see the youth play, you guys will have age divisions, all the way up to adults or high school, or is
third to 12th grade?
Third to 12th grade. And so, they used to have a thing up there in Sioux City. It's called the Gus Macker, and it was a 3-on-3 tournament back then in days. And so nowadays you see like there's the team tournaments and stuff, but it's a different vibe when it's 3-on-3. And I know that it's exciting. And so hopefully the parents and community members, we have a lot of Winnebago tribal members that live in Omaha, also our relatives to the south here on our reservation, the Omaha tribal members. There's a lot of them down there as well. And just in general, I think Omaha has a large population of this Native communities. And so I'm glad that you guys gave this event. We wish you guys the best of luck. And if you guys need anything, we'll help promote it. Hopefully we'll send a whole slew of teams down there to enjoy this tournament. And we appreciate it. If you guys have anything coming up, I know that up here too, syphilis is prominent. So if we can collaborate on a campaign, that's something that I think our tribal listeners and our big voicers, we call them big voicers, will really enjoy and kind of take heed to that public service announcement and stuff. So Lestina, Louisa, Mark, man, we appreciate your time. And we'll see you guys on Saturday, November 12th. Oh, excuse me.
I just want to say real quick, for the traveling teams, we do our sponsor is one of our sponsors is our main sponsor is like Cambria Hotels, and we do have a discounted rate. So for the traveling teams, so it's like $100, total for insurance and the room. It's a double bed, queen bed. It's on our flyer. It's on the registration code. And also, I challenge anybody out there, to come help us with the referee. We need some referees.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And then they just sign up with you, Mark?
Yep. Actually, there's a code on our flyer. So, they can sign up on there too. just put in there as a ref or something, and we'll get them. You know, even we'll pick them up right there on the spot in the event.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. I might have you guys talk to Quince Bass, who is our Big Voice Sports coordinator for the radio. And he might be able to kind of interview you guys and try to get some more information. And he hosts the Warpath team. Maybe a couple of those basketball players might be interested in coming on down and stuff. We'll get more information to you guys so that you guys can collaborate on that.
Awesome,
but,
man.
We appreciate it. And you guys have a good rest of your day. And thank you for being here on Winnebago Talks.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
And you guys have a good rest of your day. Thank you for being here.
That was pretty cool.
Yes.
And looking forward to some live action 3-on-3 down in Omaha, Nebraska. It's always good to have like the teams kind of work towards something. And it's not too late to get a team in, scan that code. We'll put that up on our Facebook page as well. And if you guys have any information, contact the crew down there. And we appreciated that interview with them and stuff. So we like to invite in our next set of guests here. Like I said, we have a whole slew. We have a whole heap and a whole whop.
A whole whopping amount. I was trying to say whopping.
of information here. But Sunshine, Thomas Bear, how's it going?
It's going super busy and super just grateful to do the work that I do. A couple weeks ago I was out on a reburial, so that always is it makes you feel good, you know, that we are taking our ancestors from museums where they're not supposed to be and continue them on their journeys. So that was a couple of weeks ago, and we're getting ready to do some more consultation and that type of work. But other than that, you know, me and Ben have been busy, and we have a new worker. She is right here. She's going to introduce herself. She is my assistant.
All right.
Yay.
Welcome.
Hi, my name is Brooke Bass. My parents are Vince and Karen Bass, and I come from the Water Spirit and Bear Clan. And I just started working yesterday, and I'm really excited to be learning about our history. And
definitely a lot of work that you guys do up there, and if you haven't had an opportunity, make sure you go visit the museum. You guys will also do appointments just in case on the weekend we have a contingent or delegation come through. And so I know that we were discussing earlier talking about the movie that came out.
Oh, yes. So that's kind of what all the buzz that everybody's talking about right now is.
Which is called Killers of the Flower.
Yes, yes. I don't know if everyone's seen it, so we definitely don't want to spoil it for everybody.
I haven't seen it
yet, but I do want to.
Yeah. So we had, I don't know how many of us went. We had a bunch of people that donated some money to buy out the theater, money out of their personal funds. So that was, I was one of them. Really thankful to Michelle. I get pretty busy, so I can't really handle, a lot more, but I was happy to donate, but she took care of everything else. And she also donated, so very thankful to her and everybody else that sponsored that. But it was a really nice night. It was nice to see us all in there, and we were all dressed up.
Everybody looked nice.
Yeah. So
one thing that I gotta say is, like, if somebody can take something away, the project succeeded, and it happened. One person asked me, like, why are you guys dressed up? And it was a non-native. I was getting my popcorn and stuff, you know what I mean? Trying to put some butter on the popcorn or whatever, and I turn around and she's like, why are you guys all dressed up? So I had to explain to her that we're going to go see that movie, and she kind of asked about some of the ribbon work and why you ladies wear the skirts and stuff, you know what I mean? So I think she went and asked somebody else, a woman relative, about the skirts and what the meaning behind it and all that. But I had a beaded medallion, and she said, what does that mean and how is that done and stuff, you know what I mean? So it was an opportunity for us in Siouxland to, and we welcomed those questions. I didn't, brush her off and be like, you should know, or anything like that. It gives us an opportunity to explain some of that. Then we went into the movie, and it was just kind of, we're not going to do any spoiler alerts for those that have not seen it and everything, but have you read the book?
Yes, I have read the book, and I love to read. So if you're a book reader and then you see a movie come out, you always have that oh, this should have happened and this should have happened, But it was a great representation, you know, on the big screen, you know, with the director Martin Scorsese. And, you know, all the whole cast, and there was a lot of indigenous and tribal presence in that cast. And Lily Gladstone, I thought she did a really good job. It was long.
Yeah.
So if you're old like me, by about 9:30, I was starting to doze off.
Eyes are getting heavy.
Yeah, eyes are getting heavy.
Sawing logs up there.
That was you.
I was in the back. I was somebody up in front.
It was like someone snoring. I was like, gee.
Sawing some logs, man.
This is the perfect opportunity for a good nap.
Yeah. But I mean, I would really encourage everyone to see it. And I think that also it gives that encouragement to tribes across, you know, the country and across, you know, all of North America to, you know, this is the time to start telling our stories, you know, and as horrific as it is, I think that, you know, I always say that, you know, there's healing in truth and that being shared. And, you know, it's, I think Ben said, you know, it made him feel really ugly, you know, and it was just, you know, horrific what happened.
Yeah.
And what happened to the Osage people, but it was also important that they were able to tell their story in a truthful way on the big screen.
Yeah.
You know, it's
well, the director, who I love the director because he does Goodfellas, you know, Casino, all those mobster movies, and then he gets on there and he's like, this one here is like my best and my favorite, and also my most important work that he said. It's very important that we tell this story, and he ended it. You know what I mean? So he opened it and then he ended it too. So just kind of FYI, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I was glad, you know, and I'm glad that we all got to go and share that, and maybe somebody else will get a delegation together and go up and buy out a theater. That'd be cool on payday.
Let's do it.
But yeah, be ready for that 3.5 hours there.
Yeah. Well,
if you're a grandma like me.
Do you guys have? And I think I posted this. I posted this on my Facebook. Is that this was one of the atrocities that happened to, you know what I mean, the Osage people. But you think about it, across America.
Oh, yes.
In our, you know, our tribe, we have history.
Yeah.
Of the things that were forcibly done to us and whatnot. You know what I mean? So it was pretty interesting. And like you say, I like the words that you said, that we need to start kind of realizing that we need to tell our story.
Yeah.
And not hide it. And at times, you know what I mean? I guarantee you, if you go in there thinking that you want to be the cowboy, if you played cowboys and Indians, you're going to come out, you wanted to be the Indian.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so all those Westerns and all those movies back in those days, they would paint the cowboy as the savior and all this and that. Now let's do it the flip side here and stuff. This is the real story. This is the truth. Yes. The Indians.
Yeah. And I think that is kind of where, you know, a lot of past movies, you know, really lost me, because they have that romanticized colonialism.
Yeah.
And it's always the white hero, you know, and that type of thing. And it just was a turnoff, you know, like there was different ones like Hostiles and, you know, different ones that recently came out. The Revenant, you know, which was really good movies, you know, but talking about ending up with some white guy saving us, you know, or, you know, it makes it look good for them.
Yeah.
And, you know, this one didn't. And I think that's what I appreciated about the movie, you know. But after everyone sees it, let me know, and I will tell you my thoughts. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Let us know what you think when you guys go see it. Bethany and Brooke, maybe you guys can
will do.
Go together or whatever and stuff. But Brooke, real quick, you grew up in Winnebago.
Yes.
And we were talking about this thing that HCI is going to be doing. It's called Driving Change, Winnebago's Economic Growth. And since we're here at the museum and stuff, you know, paint a picture for those, like, back in the days. I was talking about the Mary Mart. Do you remember the Mary Mart?
I do.
Yeah. And then what
you remember Lyle's?
Yep, Lyle Drums, where the yellow house used to be across from where Tori's mom lives. There was a big yellow house, and then there was a motel called Lyle Drums.
Really?
Yeah, it was like an L-shaped right there, and then the yellow house was right there on the corner, you know, kind of where the kids cross for school.
Yeah. Now it's coming back to me.
Yeah, so there was that, and they didn't really use it as a motel. I remember when I was a child, it was more of Lyle's Mini Mart or whatever it was called.
Yeah.
Lyle Drums.
Grab some
and
chips
then, you know, you
candies.
had Rogers.
Wally Rogers.
Wally Rogers' house,
yes.
you know.
The pickles.
The pickles and the suckers over there, yeah. And just I always, when I'm trying to explain it to people, like when I was young, there was just nothing really here. It always reminded me of the Dust Bowl. And I only always reference that because in high school I had to read, what was it, Grapes of Wrath or something.
Yeah.
And it was talking about the Dust Bowl, you know, and that's how it reminds me of when I think about it.
How about I'll throw this one out there. I don't know if you ever visited, but Mrs. Leadium's?
Leadham's?
Yeah.
Yeah, up in the trailer up there. Yeah.
She had kind of like a arts and crafts store, you know. It was like back in the days and stuff. I remember I got my first set of bustles. I think I was like 7 years old or something like that. My fancy dance bustles came out of there.
Yeah, isn't that those guys, they still make star quilts related to her?
Yeah. He's down
Three Feathers or something like that. I don't remember.
He's down in like Arizona area or New Mexico or something.
He's related to her, right?
Yeah. Kind of learned the trade.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a grandson or something like that, but
I don't know.
Doing a good job. And then he gives them away to like Snoop Dogg and
I know.
You know, Brad Pitt and all those guys. You know.
Gee, wish I was cool.
Yeah. Johnny Depp has one of his satin star quilts and everything, man. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it roots kind of here in Winnebago.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to ask to see if you remember kind of taking a cruise. What was the other one down there? What was before it was Pony Express down there?
IGA.
IGA.
Oh, yeah. IGA, and then they had the Company A gas station. Mm-hmm. And then across from like right next, well, kind of right in that little turn right there by the police station, there was that red gas station there.
Yeah.
And that was
Paul West's dad.
Yes, Paul West's dad. What is Paulie's dad's name?
Yeah.
I can't remember. Yeah, Ed West.
Mm-hmm.
But what
then
else
the BMX
was here?
Oh yes, I remember that.
Yeah, I wonder what the story was on that one and stuff. Who had the idea and everything? I know that we reaped the benefits, but I wasn't. You know, I was 7.
It was where the big screen's at.
Yeah. There was a BMX track down there.
BMX track, and then also we were just talking about this with Joy and Pat and Geraldine yesterday. There was tennis courts, kind of where those 3 little village tiny homes sit right now.
Yeah.
There was tennis courts back there, and then which turned into like a skate park. Mm-hmm. I think eventually.
Yeah.
And then there was tennis courts at the teacherage. I didn't remember.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I guess teachers then like to play tennis, so they had tennis courts back there. And I was like, oh, fancy.
Oh, you fancy.
Fancy.
Very nice. Very nice.
So the nostalgic feelings that you guys are radiating right now, I don't know none of them, but I know Wally's.
Yeah.
I got to experience Wally's. Yeah.
You're just a baby.
And then we had the Sweet Lodge.
Oh yeah, the Sweet Lodge.
Yeah.
Yep, the cheese fries. The late night run.
Yes.
Well, when I was young, that was still a little cooking spot there, because my dad would get me like a cheeseburger and fries. So when I was done swimming on break, I would go eat, and then I'd go back swimming.
Man.
Yeah.
Swimming too was.
Didn't they have like a Dairy King or something, like an ice cream place? Do you guys remember that by the Mary Mart?
Yeah, I think they did. Dairy Dream. Just kidding. I don't know.
Okay, so before it was a Boys and Girls Club, what was it called back in your guys' days?
That was
The
like
YDC.
a feed.
What was it called?
YDC.
YDC. Youth
But
Development
before
Center.
that, it was like a feed.
That building?
Yeah, it was like
You're
a
old.
feed building. I just said I was a grandma.
YDC, yeah.
Yeah, it was like a feed shop or some kind of shop there.
Interesting. Yeah, it's good to reminisce, guys, man. We got to do that kind of this day in history. We're talking about the killers of Flower Moon, and then also kind of some of the things that happened here in Winnebago and some of the things that are no longer here, but a lot of progress in Winnebago itself. So appreciate you, Brooke, coming up, and make sure you come up anytime. Join Ben. He always has a good wealth of stories that always comes up and everything, and Sunshine keep coming back here. Any shout outs or anything you guys wanted to mention?
The only thing that I wanted to mention was are we doing scary stories on Halloween, or what are we doing? Are you inviting everybody up on Halloween for scary stories?
That sounds fun.
Let's do it.
Especially in here, it's kind of creepy at night. I used to do GED classes down there, and I'd be here till like 9 or 10 at night by myself.
Wow.
Usually, and it get a little feeling here when you're by
He's
yourself.
like, yeah.
We got 5 minutes here.
So don't you gotta go?
Before you gotta go here. But can you see if Tyler made it back here? Because I gotta play The Answer Is, and then I'll have. Did you guys write together?
Yes.
Oh dang. Okay, so I gotta play The Answer Is because I spent so much time on it, and it's trivia. It's Halloween trivia. You know, your favorite holiday.
You got 6 minutes.
So if she's here, I'll play against them and stuff, and then I'll need you guys to judge. But if not, then we'll figure it out, and then you might have to play. And I think you'll have to play against Bethany, okay?
Okay.
So I'll have you go first, and then we'll see if you win or not. All right?
Okay.
If she's not here.
Okay.
And it sounds like she's not here.
I'm a winner,
but
guys.
Anyways, is she here? She's not here. Okay. All right. So.
Okay. So Brooke's taking tally or what?
Yeah. Brooke's gonna take tally. I'm gonna have you step up real fast here. So.
Fine.
Okay. So you're gonna play against Sunshine. All right.
What do I win?
You get your name on the board. All right. Okay. Here it is. According to Rotten Tomatoes, and you might have to write this down, Brooke. Here. Rotten Tomatoes. Let's see here if there's a pin somewhere.
Oh, there used to be a pen over there.
Just try to remember this. Okay, here we go. According to Rotten Tomatoes, what is the movie that is the scariest of all time? I got multiple choice if you want it. If you don't.
The Exorcist.
Okay. All right. Final answer.
Yes.
Okay. Remember that. All right. So, question number 2: the number one selling kids costume for 2023. I got multiple choice if you want it.
Yes.
Is it A, Barbie, B, Little Mermaid, C, Spider-Man, or D, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
What was them again?
Okay, is it Barbie, Little Mermaid, Spider-Man, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for 2023?
For 2023.
Yeah.
I just have to go with Barbie, I guess.
Okay. All right.
Wait, I didn't say final answer. I guess Barbie. I'll go with Barbie.
Are you sure?
No.
I already wrote it down.
Okay.
Oh my god.
She locked it in.
Okay.
The number one candy given out on Halloween is what? Multiple choice if you want it.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it Skittles, popcorn balls, candy corn, Reese's, or Suckers?
Suckers.
Okay. All right. Number 4. What scary movie franchise has the most movies made? All right. Do you know?
No.
Okay. So is it Conjuring, Nightmare on Elm Street,
I know.
Halloween, or Friday the 13th?
Jeez, those all have like 20 films. So was like the nun in that part of The Conjuring?
It could be, yeah, because I don't think there's, you know what I mean?
Yeah. What was the
Conjuring, Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, or Friday the 13th?
Halloween, I guess.
Final answer?
Is it the right answer?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, number 5, and then we're done. What do you call a group of witches? I got multiple choice if you want it.
Brooke, what did they call us? No, I'm just kidding. Speak for yourself.
You want multiple choice?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it A, Witch's Brew? Is it B, a coven? Is it C, a Salem? Is it D, the Sinisters?
A coven?
Okay. Final answer?
Yeah.
A coven?
Yeah.
A coven?
Coven.
Coven?
Yeah, I know.
A
Just
group
kidding.
of-
No. Just kidding. I don't know.
All right. Let's go. Bethany. I don't know if she can hear us in earshot here. You got 2 minutes. So maybe
2 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
Now we just gotta.
Oh, you gotta hide your things from her.
Bethany.
Oh, okay.
Bethany. I suppose she knows all of them.
I don't know. There's one from
She
last
wrote the
year.
question.
There she is.
Yeah.
Come on in. Okay. So she did pretty good. She did.
You always say that, and I
She
got
did,
one right.
She did a hell of a good. This is the first time it's kind of flipped the roles here, but I know she has the appointment to get to, so we're gonna go for it. Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay. According to Rotten Tomatoes, what is the movie that is the scariest of all time?
The Exorcist.
Final
The
answer?
original one. Yeah.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Both you guys got it right. All right. So
Nice.
they're on the board 1-1. Okay. Number 2. For 2023, what is the number one selling kids costume? Multiple choice if you want it, or do you know it?
Multiple choice.
Okay, multiple choice is A, is it Barbie? Is it B, Little Mermaid? Is it C, Spider-Man? Or is it D, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
I'm going to say C, Spider-Man.
Final answer?
Yeah.
It's Barbie.
What?
Well,
I almost said Spider-Man too.
only as of this year.
Yeah.
I know. Just for this year.
So 1-0 or 1-1 or
1-1.
2.
Oh,
Because you got it
2-1.
right. You got it right? She said Brooke. She said Barbie, right?
Okay, I got 2.
2-1.
The way you reacted, Sunshine, was like you got it wrong.
Okay, here we go. The number one candy given out on Halloween is what? This is from last year.
Yeah. Oh, it's Reese's.
Final answer?
Yeah.
All right, she got it right.
God, I was going to say that.
Yes.
I almost said
that.
Snickers.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a tie. It's coming down to it. It's 2-2. Reese's is the one. She didn't need multiple choice. Okay, number 4. Which scary movie franchise has the most?
What's that one? What's his name? Michael Myers.
I got multiple choice if you want.
Yeah.
Okay, so is it Conjuring? Is it Nightmare on Elm Street? Halloween? Friday the 13th?
Oh, geez, all of them. Nah.
I know, that's what I said.
A, B, C, D. Wait, was B, C, D? Or
Hey! No, so is it Conjuring? Nightmare on Elm Street? Halloween? Or Friday the 13th?
I was just looking right at Brooke. I'm gonna say it was Halloween, just because that guy can't be beat.
Halloween.
Running.
What'd you say?
Yeah.
I said Halloween.
Both of you guys are
Wrong.
correct.
Oh, is it? It's 3-3?
Yes, it's 3-3. The first time probably ever. Halloween has 13. Friday the 13th has 13 movies made.
Hola.
Nightmare on Elm Street has 9 and Conjuring has 8.
That's probably by design. They're probably gonna just never make another Friday the 13th again. You said they have 13, right?
Oh, they had 13. Oh, yeah.
Oh, which one's Halloween? Is that cha-cha-cha-cha?
Yeah.
Is it?
No, that's Jason.
Oh, so that's Friday the 13th?
Yeah.
Oh, so Halloween is who?
No, I thought Friday the 13th
Michael
was
Myers.
Freddy Krueger.
Okay, you're right. Okay.
Halloween is Michael Myers. Freddy Krueger is
Friday.
Nightmare
on Elm Street.
Okay, last
it is
one
Jason, huh?
for the win. All right?
Okay.
This put a
know
little
all the
pressure on
scary
you.
movies.
She did get it right. She did get it right, so the audience knows and stuff like that. All right, so if you can get it. What do you call a group of witches?
A coven.
What?
A true witch.
Hold on. No.
All right, you guys are both correct, man.
Ooh,
we got a
what?
tie.
We got a tie.
We got a tie, which means next week you gotta play.
You guys gotta race.
Yeah, you guys gotta race and stuff like that. Because I know you gotta get
I'll
going.
be here.
All right.
Yeah, I'll be
Shout
here.
outs before we get out of here. Oh, yeah, we do have a shout out. Winnebago's. Tell them about it.
So they have a big event coming up. We're gonna bring that up and display it here for
Yeah,
you.
everybody's just flooding our emails like, when's the costume contest at Winnebago's and stuff? We got it. We got it for you guys.
Yes.
Ooh, bingo.
Monster Ball Bingo.
Sounds
So
fun.
Saturday, October 28th, doors open at 10 p.m. Session will start at 11 p.m. There's going to be a costume contest. They got first to fourth place. It's going to be starting at 500, then to 300, 200, and 100. And then they have the $20 six packs. And they got $2 jackpot special sheet and machine prize.
And then also
at $45.
Friday. Tell them about what's happening Friday.
So we here at the Big Voice will be down at it's an annual thing, right? The masquerade.
Mm-hmm.
So the annual masquerade, it's going to be the Halloween masquerade powwow. Is going to be happening on Friday, so you can join if you dare, but you are invited. October 27th, dinner will be at 5 p.m. Grand entry starting at 6:30 p.m. And your MCs will be your very own Big Voice crew.
The Big Voice DJs.
Yes, DJs. And then the host drum will be Helushka, arena director Isaac Smith. They'll have tiny tots, juniors, teen, adults, and seniors.
Oh, look at their categories: funniest, scariest, most creative, and best family.
Sick.
Ooh.
Dang. So what we're going as? We got to go as like a trio or something like that, like a whole bunch of Ninja Turtles or something. You know what I mean?
Those Among Us characters are funny.
Are they?
Yeah, those inflatable things.
So just a real quick story before we proceed. Last year when we had that trunk or treat at the big screen, I have a video of them little kids are dancing. I don't know what song it was, but they're all dancing. And then one of them was that Among Us, and he or she, they were just bouncing around. Just a little Among Us, just jumping all over.
Yeah, they're super cute.
Do you know anything about trunk or treat?
I do believe, not specifically, but I do know that the little kids will be going around on Halloween Day.
Yeah, Educare.
Yes.
We signed up too. So
I'm not too sure about a trunk or treat though.
Parents bring them up here. Usually we kind of decorate the hallway there and stuff like that. So we might do that again. It won't be scary. I know that the kids, they really get scared.
You got to make it through the hallway to get the candy.
We'll put some lights up or something like that. Oh, and then Friday, just right across the road, they're having a haunted house.
Oh, yeah.
YCIC is hosting for $5. It's kind of like a fundraiser and good time, but that building's kind of spooky in itself.
That sounds scary. I used to work there. Heard some things.
Did you really?
Yeah.
You got to come back with the story next week, man. We got to hear it for sure, for sure.
Gee, everybody be real scared. Hopefully the weather passes us and allows the kids to have Halloween next week.
Yeah. I think it's supposed to be Saturday.
Is it supposed to be Saturday?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll be in the clear. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us, and we'll let you guys get on to your day. We are Winnebago Talks. This is the Big Voice on KWTN 100.9 FM. And, anything else that we missed?
Just make sure if you're not able to attend the playoff game this evening here in Winnebago, you can watch the live stream on the Winnebago Public Schools YouTube page. And we usually will share the link on our Facebook. Audio will be over the radio as well. And then there's also going to be the community update event with Ho Chunk Inc. happening today at 5.
Yeah.
Correct?
5:30.
So those are both taking place today. But make sure you join me on Thursday for All Request Live. I will be live at 11 a.m. We'll have that top 5 out today. So make sure you get those votes in. The winner that's been holding it down for about 6 weeks now is Last Night by Morgan Wallen.
Wow, I'm trying to make a run for the title.
Yes.
All right, cast your ARL votes, man. So you guys have a good, we'll see you this weekend on Friday and then Saturday and then Tuesday. So appreciate you guys tuning in to Winnebago Talks.